everybody, what's up? I just wanted to make a quick video for you and offer my review of using this seed starting mix with a soil blocking system. Just briefly, this is called a soil blocking system. For those of you who have not heard of it, this is what I use to start my seeds every year. I've used it for about 4 years and I've always been very successful with it. Basically, this one's already loaded since I knew I was going to be shooting with one hand or working with one hand. But basically, you smush this thing down, you load it up with your seed starting medium, and then you have a strainer tray like this one, and then you have a flat tray like this one. And you just take this, lay it right up against the next one, squeeze the handle, a little jiggle, and then you have soil blocks, and that's where you put your seeds. They come in different sizes. I also have this small one. I don't use this one very often, to be honest. I think it was a little bit of a waste of money. I use this one most of the time just because this is actually about how much soil most plants need to start with. And then there's a gigantic one that you can use to size up, but I find that this works just fine. Because I try to time everything up so that they don't need to be potted up properly. So anyhow, when you do this, you have to have a different type of medium. It's a little bit different, which you can use this particular medium for starting in seed trays. So that's where you actually fill them up and top them off. Or like a jiffy pot, like what they're showing on there, or a cow pot, whatever you want to call it. But I decided to try it with my soil blocker, because usually with soil blockers you have to have a different consistency of seed starting medium. It has to be a bit more clumpy, I guess I would say, in order for it to stick together. But I'm having trouble sourcing some of those things that I normally use this year, and I wanted to look around and find something that didn't have any peat moss in it, because peat bogs are an endangered ecosystem and they're being stripped away for the peat for growing medium and for other things. But anyway, so I decided to pick this up today and give it a try. And you first have to put it in here. I added loads of water, and yes, I'm wearing a glove on this hand. I don't normally wear gloves, but I accidentally stabbed myself with a wood chisel right between those two fingers yesterday, and there's a pretty deep gash, so I decided to keep that covered up, you know, for obvious reasons. But you get this really, really wet, and that helps it to stick together, like really wet. Let me squeeze this, and like you can see the water coming out. But that's how you make a soil block. Like, that's what is necessary. So by itself, this particular medium, which contains coconut coir, a little bit of perlite, and then organic fertilizer made from feather meal and potash and something else. It's all listed on the back. On its own, it's not as sticky as I would like. I mean, you can see some of these, that's not sticking together quite as well as I would like. But overall, like once I got it a little bit more moist, these ones are pretty solid. These ones are pretty good. But I also decided to add some earthworm castings to give it a little bit of extra nutrition and richness. And it kind of makes it a little bit stickier, in my opinion. That might be completely my imagination. I also add mycorrhizae fungi. And that has multiple benefits. I'll do another video on that, or I'm sure you can find, 1,000 videos and articles. So overall, this is supposed to be a review, and I'm not affiliated with this at all. This is just something I decided to pick up and give a try today. Overall, this was pretty good, but you have to get it very, very damp, and you have to be a little bit fussy when you're doing your actual, when you're actually putting it in here. And these are just dusty. That's why they look like that. But you have to be kind of fussy. You have to kind of like wiggle it back and forth to make sure that they don't stick in there. So this isn't my favorite mix so far, but it will work in a pinch. So let me know what you guys think. If you want to share your recipe for how to make a really great seed starting mix for soil blocks, I'd love to hear that in the comments. And hey, hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.